You're not ready for this Coronation Street twist. Welcome to your daily spoiler update. Tributes are pouring in after the death of Mr. Byrne, who played Corrie's Ted Page, the ex-lover of Audrey Roberts and dad of Gail Platt. His long career spanned dozens of theater productions, TV and film since the 1960s. The veteran actor, who learned the trade on the UK's iconic theater stages, took on the role of older Gellert Grindelwald in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 in 2010. The London-born actor played with the likes of Maggie Smith at the Old Vic, and alongside Hollywood royalty including Harrison Ford. He also appeared in Mel Gibson's Braveheart, and landed the part of a Navy officer in Tomorrow Never Dies, helping Pierce Brosnan's James Bond. In Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Mr. Byrne played ruthless Nazi Colonel Ernst Vogel. Apt Pupil saw him take on the role of a Jewish concentration camp survivor with Sir Ian McKellen. He became a familiar face to many as Corrie's Ted Page between 2008 and 2010, when the character returned to the series as Gail Platt's absent dad. In Ted's final appearance on the show, he walked his daughter Gail down the aisle in her wedding to Joe McIntyre. On TV, he appeared on several hit series like BBC's Casualty, ITV's A Touch of Frost and Sharp. The actor is survived by his wife Carol, two daughters Tara and Bryony, and three grandchildren, Tom, Chloe, and Jasmine. Fans reacted to the news of his death on social media. Stuart Beck said, "R.I.P. to the charming Michael Byrne who played Corrie's Ted Page." Lily Mae Sherratt said, "The superb Michael Byrne has left us." Coronation Street star Michael Byrne, known for playing Gail Platt's long-lost father Ted Page, has died aged 82. The actor, who appeared on the ITV soap between 2008 and 2010, also starred in movies Tomorrow Never Dies, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and Braveheart. While the news of his death was only shared publicly today, Byrne was said to have died on June 20th. A prolific theater actor, he appeared in numerous 1960s productions, including George Farquhar's The Recruiting Officer, Peter Shaffer's The Royal Hunt of the Sun, and Arthur Wing Pinero's Trelawney of the Wells, sharing the stage with Laurence Olivier, Downton Abbey icon Maggie Smith, and Robert Stevens on the big screen. Byrne had acting roles on films such as horror classic The Omen and war drama The Eagle Has Landed, as well as Mike Newell's The Good Father, alongside Anthony Hopkins, Jim Broadbent and Harriet Walter, and Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York, led by Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, and Daniel Day-Lewis. On TV, Byrne played Peter Gillam in the BBC's 1982 six-part spy drama Smiley's People, based on the 1979 novel of the same name by John le Carre and acting as a sequel to series adaptation Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. The series also starred Alec Guinness as protagonist George Smiley, as well as the Crown star Eileen Atkins as Madame Ostrakova, Bernard Hepton as Toby Esterhazy, and Anthony Bate as Sir Oliver Laken. In 2008, Byrne joined the cast of Coronation Street as Ted Page, the absent father of Gail Platt, the character played by Helen Worth. The ex-lover of Audrey Roberts, portrayed by Sue Nichols, Ted only finds out he has a daughter once he reconnects with Audrey. After his arrival in Weatherfield, Ted reveals he is gay and has just lost his partner of 20 years. The most recent mention of Ted in Corrie is in 2021, when the character is killed off-screen. It's his new partner Andrew who breaks the sad news to Gail on the phone. Michael Byrne, who played Gail Platt's long-lost father Ted Page in Coronation Street, has died, it has been announced. The theater and TV star, who acted alongside Sean Connery and Harrison Ford, was 82. The Hampstead-born star appeared on the ITV soap between 2008 and 2010, playing the absent gay father of Gail and the ex-lover of Audrey Roberts. He memorably gave his unlucky-in-love daughter away at her wedding to Joe McIntyre, and was written out of the show in 2021. It comes on the day soap bosses pay an emotional tribute to beloved director Kay Patrick, who worked on the show for over 20 years. Michael started his career on stage, appearing in 1960s productions alongside Maggie Smith and Robert Stevens in the Shaffer's The Royal Hunt of the Sun and Pinero's Trelawney of the Wells. During an incredible career, he acted in the iconic movie Braveheart and in James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies. He even starred alongside Sir Ian McKellen as a Jewish concentration camp survivor in Apt Pupil. Fans also knew him as Colonel Vogel in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. His big parts didn't stop there. He also appeared in the 2010 film Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 as powerful wizard Gellert Grindelwald. His other film credits include The Eagle Has Landed, A Bridge Too Far, The Medusa Touch, The Saint, The Sum of All Fears and Gangs of New York. Aside for his role in Corrie, he was a TV regular supporting actor in many much-loved shows, including BBC's Casualty, A Touch of Frost and Sharp. The veteran actor is survived by former wife Carol, who cared for him towards the end of his life. Tara and Bryony were their 2 daughters, and Tom, Chloe, and Jasmine were their 3 grandchildren. His final on-stage appearances came in Schiller's Mary Stuart in 2018, before retiring after an incredible 60-year career. It has been established that Michael Byrne, who played Ted Page, Gail Platt's long-lost father, in Coronation Street, has passed away. The stage and television veteran, who shared the screen with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford, was 82. The Hampstead-born performer featured on the ITV soap from 2008 to 2010, playing the estranged father of Gail. He notably walked Gail down the aisle at her wedding to Joe McIntyre and departed the program in 2021. His career began in theater, featuring in 1960s productions alongside Maggie Smith and Robert Stevens in Schaeffer's The Royal Hunt of the Sun and Pinero's Trelawney of the Wells. Throughout a remarkable career, he featured in the legendary film Braveheart and the James Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies, even appearing with Sir Ian McKellen as a Jewish concentration camp survivor in Apt Pupil, reports The Mirror. Audiences also recognized him as Colonel Vogel in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. His major roles didn't end there. He also featured in the 2010 film Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 as formidable wizard Gellert Grindelwald. Beyond his stint in Corrie, he was a television mainstay in BBC's Casualty, A Touch of Frost and Sharp. The seasoned performer leaves behind former wife Carol, who looked after him in his final days. They shared 2 daughters, Tara and Bryony, and 3 grandchildren, Tom, Chloe, and Jasmine. Coronation Street has honored the memory of director Kay Patrick following her passing. At the end of Tuesday's episode, the program featured a photograph of the filmmaker alongside the tribute, in memory of Kay Patrick 1941 to 2026. Her death was made public on June 24th, with her funeral ceremony held on Monday. Attendees were advised to leave the formal back clothes at home, as Kay would have wanted everyone to dress for comfort. No cause of death has been revealed. She directed over 250 episodes of the enduring ITV drama after arriving in 1994, staying for 21 years. During an interview, she mused, "I was lucky to be there at such extraordinary times." In 2014, she garnered considerable acclaim for her work on the Departure episode featuring cherished character Haley Cropper, played by Julie Hesmondhouse, who left the program after 16 years, reports The Express. In the plot, her character chose to take her own life rather than endure the excruciating agony of pancreatic cancer, leaving husband Roy Cropper devastated, reports The Mirror. Looking back on Kay's input to the moving episode, Julie observed, "The almost holy atmosphere she created in the studio during those last scenes. She instinctively knew that it was a one-take moment, and so just blocked it and shot it with such understated love and sensitivity. It's entirely down to Kay that those scenes were as raw and memorable as they were." More than 10 million viewers tuned in to watch the episodes, which garnered widespread praise for their thoughtful handling of the controversial topic. Outside of Corrie, Kay's remarkable body of work encompassed practically every major soap and ongoing drama, including Emmerdale, Brookside, Holby City, and EastEnders. Her journey began as a performer, making appearances in Doctor Who during the 1960s alongside the first Dr. William Hartnell. She also had roles in Z-Cars. The performer later found her calling working more intimately with scriptwriters and moved into directing. She refined her craft on the BBC Radio 2 soap Wagoner's Walk from 1971. Heartfelt tributes flooded in for the star after the heartbreaking announcement. Former Coronation Street performer Lisa George, who played Beth Trinker in the program, penned, "Oh, I loved Kay, worked with her quite a bit and just felt so safe in her hands. I thought she was amazing XXX." Another friend added. Another colleague remarked, "So saddened to hear about Kay's passing. It was an honor to know her. Such a kind, lovely lady and a cat lover to boot. Kay was so loved and respected by all who worked on Coronation Street. Rest in peace, Kay." Meanwhile, a third simply added, "I'm so sorry to hear about Kay. It was a pleasure to know her. XX." Reflecting on her stint with the program, having arrived in 1994, Kay previously remarked, "I was lucky to be there at such extraordinary times."